Well, landlords in Baltimore, they must have city-issued licenses for their rental properties. It means the house or the apartment is inspected and it's safe for the tenants.
The 11 News I-Team has been looking into the impact unlicensed units can have on renters. And tonight, reporter Barry Sims shares one man's struggle to change his living conditions and the battle between property owner and the city.
In his search for a nice, quiet neighborhood, Jarrell Bratcher thought he found the perfect place. In 2021, he moved into an apartment on West Lombard Street, but tells 11 News it never really felt like home.
It's like I'm living on like pins and needles and eggshells.
Bratcher claimed the issues, which he would later describe in a lawsuit, became distressing, including this. It's what he called an indoor waterfall. In his lawsuit, he alleged whenever there was a heavy rain, water would run down the inside of the window and drip from the ledge in his daughter's room.
So when it rains, it would come through the wall here, the front of this seal, the back of the window.
And there were squealing mice. This one caught in a trap. Bratcher alleges because of a rodent infestation in his apartment and throughout the three-story building, it's something he had to endure.
Mice aren't paying rent, you know. They're not helping me here. They don't have a job. They're not sharing. Their name isn't on the lease.
The I-Team followed his living conditions over 6 months and reviewed inspections and interventions by code enforcement officers. One main issue, whether the property met requirements set by Baltimore City.
Did you know whether or not this place was licensed or unlicensed before you moved in?
No.
Bratcher says after moving in, he learned about the law. He filed several complaints with the city's housing department. City records indicate the property was cited numerous times for rodent infestations, defective window frames, and other violations. But what about that rental license?
Apparently what the law is in Baltimore City, it's called no license, no rent. So if you do not have a license, if you're not registered, you should not be collecting rent.
Baltimore City Department of Housing and Community Development gives this warning to potential renters.
They shouldn't be renting a property or even going to look at a property that doesn't have a rental license. And they shouldn't just take the landlord's word for it.
We discovered tens of thousands of rental units in Baltimore do not have the licenses required by law. As we reported back in March, the city's records show of an estimated 66,400 properties, less than half are licensed. Bratcher's landlord, Shant Kahayan, came before hearing of the city's Environmental Control Board in December 2022 over one citation that was issued to the property. According to the hearing officer's report, he admitted the unit was not licensed at the time of the citation. The board sustained the violation and ordered him to pay a fine. The rental is now licensed and has passed inspection. Bratcher remains frustrated.
This is just baffling to me. Like, why am I, of all people, dealing with this?
He moved out in March. His lawsuit was dismissed without prejudice, meaning he could refile. Bratcher is hoping by sharing his experience, others will make sure the rental properties they are considering are licensed. As for his rental unit, the property manager tells us the building is for sale. One more note on all of this. The I-Team noticed the current license for the building Bratcher lived in was backdated to August 2022. That's before the property passed inspection. That's not supposed to happen. When we contacted the city, they blamed a glitch in processing. They told us that they were working with the vendor to try to fix it, and they sent us this revised license. For the 11 News I-Team, I'm Barry Sims.
Thank you. And if you aren't sure and need to know if the place in Baltimore you want to rent is licensed, you can go to the WBAL TV app. We have a link to that information.